Very briefly, I just want to say it's been brought up as to these, and everybody probably knows I'm opposed to the pre-agenda meetings, now called workshops, since they were initiated. But I think tonight we have a perfect example of why it's important to have full discussion at a regular town board meeting. The issue with the North Syracuse consolidation, perhaps sharing of services with the village, was discussed yesterday, and probably nobody in this room know that discussion occurred yesterday, that the town of Cicero is in discussions, they have opportunities, that we have a written agreement with the village perhaps that would be, was contemplated to be executed this evening and agreed upon this evening. So that was discussed yesterday, is my understanding, and once again, nobody in this room knew about it, and that's why people come to the town board meeting, so they can be fully informed about all things going on in the town at a full public forum, and not in a way that's done prior to the meeting, the day before the meeting. Decisions are made, things are taken off the agenda, the board's discussing these things, making decisions at the last minute. I might also add, without any particular minutes being taken of those meetings, so there's no record of what exactly happened at that board meeting. So I think that's a perfect example of why I'm opposed to that and continue to be. So I just want to make that comment.
I have I'd like to make a comment, Mr. Corl. When we initiated these, and now we call them workshops, it was open and stated it's open to the public. There's no input from the public, but it's an open meeting to the public. I myself feel the last one we just had was an excellent meeting. Again, minutes are not required. We do not make a decision. We strictly take the agenda items, evaluate the item, so that we're better prepared should someone ask the question. Again, it's open to the public. We hold them every Tuesday, 3:15, prior to our town board meeting on Wednesdays. So you can spread the word. I think it's an excellent opportunity for everybody to be on the page they should be on. And because one person doesn't want to attend, that's their prerogative. But I'm saying, I think everybody that was there will echo what I'm saying. It was an excellent meeting. Yes?
3:15 meeting is a little challenging to meet. I apologize to speak over. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to.
You need to come to the microphone, please.
I apologize.
Thank you.
3:15 meeting is a little difficult to attend if you work. I understand that may be accommodating for the board because that's during your working hours, but for a parent that needs to get childcare, also a child off the bus, and then to have some, to leave your job to attend this meeting, to hear what's going on, it's a little unreasonable of residents to try to get there. I mean, the 7 o'clock meeting is a little easier, and that's why we have probably a better turnout than the 3:15 meeting.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock, I apologize.
Close.
That's just my feeling.
We, at any time, we have tried to accommodate, and I don't believe that we're ever going to please everyone by having to try to please them with a time frame because of people and their work schedules or children or whatever. The basic reason for these meetings is because there are 3 Democrats and 2 Republicans on your council. And in order for us to all be able to sit down together, we have to have a public meeting. So this public meeting is a public meeting. You're welcome to come. More so the agenda is to understand because of certain situations that come up, the engineer is there to help us in regards to a public hearing or any of the other line items on the agenda. Nothing is determined, and we would have loved to have Mr. Corl there yesterday because it lasted about an hour and a half, and it was a very healthy meeting in regards to a lot of the agenda items, particularly the North Syracuse sharing of services. At that time, we realized by having this meeting that we had a circumstance where we were unable to accommodate North Syracuse and sharing services under the circumstances of the proposal that we were looking at to bring forward. That's why, rather than waste a lot more time until we had specific answers and specific understanding, it would be a waste of time for us to bring this forward because the open discussion would have been for no reason. Other than that, we will continue to have our workshops because we are finding them to be very beneficial to all of us. We appreciate anyone who would like to come and sit and listen.
I just want to respond as to, yesterday, how many people were there? Residents.
There were no residents in the city.
And I just want to make a comment that it shouldn't matter if we have 3 Democrats, 2 Republicans, if we have 1 independent. It's in the local level, party affiliation is, there shouldn't be really any distinction. We should be working together.
We are working together, Jim, and I would like to make a statement that I was accused of having accused of having closed meetings. That is the purpose of this workshop.
Well, I understand that, and you made your point. I was saying that there was an hour-and-a-half meeting yesterday without any residents, without any minutes, so there's no record of what happened. So this board met, the town board met in an official capacity, no minutes, no residents. Things were pulled off the agenda. There was an hour-and-a-half worth of discussion. Perhaps these people that came here this evening would have liked to have heard that. Obviously, they took the time out to come here this evening, so they probably are very interested in local politics and what all the ins and outs of what's happening within this town. All those things could have been discussed tonight. That's my point. So, we
Jessica, do you have
disagree.
any discussion?
Agree to disagree.
Well, Mr. Conway was at the meeting, and I wanted to ask him how he felt about it. Was it helpful or not helpful?
Well, I believe it was very helpful for all of us. That there's got to be a lot of learning done, and I think that's one way of getting the learning done with the new people on the board.
I also thought it was a very healthy discussion, a lot of information that was exchanged, and I will continue to come to these meetings, and I will be a little upset if Judy decides to discontinue them, quite frankly. I do want to say that I work full-time, and it is hard for me to get here as well. But I know when the meetings are, and I can schedule around it. Maybe some people don't have the luxury of being able to schedule like that, but I do work full-time, and taking care of town business is a burden, but it's a responsibility that I have accepted, and I think that our supervisor is providing great leadership by having these discussions.